Welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into the Hemavatasutta. It's quite a profound dialogue from the ancient Buddhist scriptures.
Yes, really ancient and fascinating.
We're aiming to extract the essential wisdom, from this exchange. It involves these two figures, Yakkhas. They're often seen as these, well, powerful nature spirits.
That's right. Formidable beings in the old lore. And they end up speaking with the Buddha himself.
So our mission, really, is to distill those core insights, look at the big questions the text brings up.
And uncover the answers it offers, answers that are, frankly, timeless for navigating life.
Exactly. Now, this specific text, this sutta.
A sutta is basically a discourse or teaching.
Right. And you mentioned it stands out.
It really does. Because of the directness, the probing questions from these Yakkhas, it's not a lecture at all.
More like a real conversation.
A living conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
About freedom, about wisdom. And you'll see how these ancient questions just cut straight to the heart of things, even today.
A shortcut to some fundamental truths, maybe.
I think so. About existence, liberation. It's powerful stuff.
Okay, let's get into it then. Our journey starts on a particular night, the 15th Uposatha.
Sacred Observance Day.
Yes. And one Yakka, Sātāgira, says something like, hey, it's a divine night, let's go see Gotama.
So right away, it feels intentional.
It's not casual, is it? What does that setup signal?
Well, it's definitely not casual. The Uposatha Day itself suggests a deliberate, maybe even a reverent purpose. They're seeking him out specifically.
And the other Yakka, Hemavata, doesn't just agree. He immediately starts questioning.
Right. He presses Sātāgira about Gotama's character, like is his mind well-placed in all beings?
Is he master of his thoughts regarding desirable and undesirable things? That's quite a standard.
It's incredibly rigorous. It's not just, is he a nice guy? It's an intense vetting process right from the start.
And Sātāgira, he seems confident.
Oh, completely. Affirms it all. But Hemavata keeps going, like he has this exhaustive checklist.
Yeah, it's amazing. Does he not take what is not given? Is he restrained? Far from negligence? Does he meditate? Does he speak falsely? Or slander? Or nonsense?
It covers everything. Sensual pleasures. Is his mind clear? Has he overcome delusion?
Cited in the teachings, accomplished in knowledge,
Yep.
pure conduct, defilements, exhausted, no rebirth. I mean,
It's like a spiritual audit, isn't it?
absolutely. And this detailed questioning with Sātāgira saying yes to everything, it paints this incredibly vivid picture.
Of what's essential for enlightenment.
Exactly. And the insight here, I think, is that it's not about outward show. It's this deep, consistent internal mastery over thoughts, speech, desires.
A standard anyone could aspire to, really, not just a Buddha.
Precisely. They're basically establishing Gotama's, profound spiritual authority before they even lay eyes on him.
So after confirming all this mind accomplished in action and speech, accomplished in knowledge and conduct, they finally agree.
Come, let us go see Gotama. And then they describe him. It's quite striking imagery. Slender leg, thin, wise, of little food, unattached.
Meditating in the forest. And they use these powerful metaphors. A lion, a solitary elephant.
Free from attachment to sensual pleasures. What does that imagery convey?
Well, it's not just about asceticism, like being skinny. It emphasizes his powerful independence, his self-contained wisdom.
They're not looking for a king or a politician.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
They're seeking someone who has transcended all that.
Yeah.
Ordinary human concerns. Some three huge questions. From what is the world sprung?
In what does it form intimacy? Dependent on what is the world?
And in what is the world afflicted? Questions that echo through millennia.
Absolutely. Deeply philosophical stuff. Origins, connection, suffering.
And the Buddha's answer is just remarkably concise, almost blunt.
He says the world springs from six, forms intimacy in six, depends on six, and is afflicted in six.
Six. Just six.
Which naturally leads Hemavata to ask, well, what are the six? And what's this dependent, clinging upadana that leads to affliction? How do we get released from suffering?
And the Buddha clarifies immediately.
He says, the five sense pleasures in the world.
Sight, sound, smell, taste, touch.
And the mind is the sixth.
Ah, okay. So the senses plus our mental activity.
Exactly. And then he says, abandoning desire for these is how you get release from suffering.
Wow.
This, he says, is the way out, the jnana, proclaimed as it truly is.
So it boils down to our relationship with sensory input and mental states.
It seems so. The profound insight, maybe, is that suffering isn't inherent in the world itself or the senses themselves.
But in our craving related to them, our attachment.
Yes, that desire for them, or maybe aversion to them. The path isn't about literally escaping the world.
But changing our internal relationship to experience, letting go of that grasping, that desire.
It's an internal transformation. Radical, really.
It is, because you might think liberation means total shutdown, closing off the senses.
Right, detaching completely.
Yeah.
But this suggests something more subtle.
Observing sensory input, observing thoughts, but without the craving, without getting hooked.
Okay, then Hemavata uses another powerful metaphor. He asks, who crosses the flood? The Oga.
Who crosses the ocean? The Gotama.
Who does not sink in the deep without foundation or support? These are really evocative images for life's difficult.
Huge challenges, yeah. The overwhelming stuff.
And the Buddha's answer here is also profound, but it feels very practical.
Immensely practical, I'd say. He describes the one who crosses that flood
As someone always endowed with virtue, wise, well-composed, reflecting inwardly, mindful.
Okay, so a combination of ethics, wisdom, and mental discipline.
And the one who doesn't sink.
He's characterized as averse to sensual perceptions, maybe meaning not captivated by them.
Not hooked.
Yeah, and gone beyond all fetters, whose craving for existence is exhausted.
So non-attachment again, but linked with virtue and mindfulness. It lays out a clear path.
A really actionable path, actually. It's this blend of conduct, wisdom, mental training, and letting go that helps you navigate those floods and oceans.
It's not just one thing, it's a whole way of being.
Exactly.
And the Yakkhas' reaction, the text says it's overwhelming.
They just pour out praise.
Yeah.
Deeply wise, seeing subtle meaning, unattached, freed everywhere, walking the divine path. A great sage.
They declare they've seen the fully awakened one cross the flood without defilements. It sounds like a total conversion experience.
It really does. The source says 10,000 Yakkhas, mighty, renowned ones, all take refuge in him.
10,000.
Yeah, and they proclaim him their supreme teacher. It's not just intellectual agreement like, oh, that makes sense.
It's deeper. A full commitment.
Total transformation and devotion based on the sheer power and clarity of the wisdom they received.
And it clearly had a lasting impact. They end by saying they'll wander from village to village, from town to town.
Paying homage to the Buddha and the well-taught Dhamma.
Showing this profound commitment to spreading the word, living the teachings.
Absolutely. The impact was transformative, and they wanted to share it.
So bringing this all together, what a journey through this sutta, from that intense questioning.
Right. The Yakkhas really put him through his paces.
To the Buddha's incredibly concise yet profound answers. We've seen this timeless exploration of living wisely, being free.
It's a powerful reminder, isn't it, how relevant this ancient guidance still feels for our lives today.
Truly. So what are the big takeaways for us listening now?
Well, I think this deep dive shows that the path to liberation isn't some abstract idea floating out there. It's described as a practical internal journey.
Accessible, in a way?
In a way, yes. It also suggests that profound wisdom can pop up in unexpected places, like a dialogue with Yakkhas, and crucially, that mastering our relationship with our senses and mind, those six, is key.
It all comes back to that internal landscape.
It really does. So maybe here's a thought to leave you with, something provocative perhaps. If the world for us springs from, connects through, depends on, and suffers within those six things.
The five senses in the mind.
Right. What are your six? How do you experience the world through them? And how might cultivating virtue, wisdom, mindfulness, the things the Buddha mentioned, help you cross the flood of whatever challenges you're facing?